What's up, my kitty carry-alls? Today's episode is a bit of a doozy, so for fair warning, due to the graphic nature of this content, listener discretion is advised. Trigger warnings. Trigger warning involves a small acute amount of incest, rape, and murder. So, if you guys are sensitive to any of those activities, do not listen. Check out my other episodes. Take care of yourself and your mental health. And we'll see you the next one. So, here we go. Weird shit going on. Why are you posting that? Oh, okay. What's up, guys? Tonight's episode, we're going to be doing the Ken and Barbie murders, also known as Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka. If you guys don't know who they are, they were basically like a Bonnie and Clyde situation up in Canada, except they're both in prison. I think one's out now. Karla Homolka has been released because she made a deal with the cops. Let's see. I'm gonna read you guys Paul Bernardo's little tidbit here, and just to let you know, we got our information from Wikipedia, Murderpedia, and what was the other website you pulled up on?
Biography.
Alright, so buckle your seatbelts, kitties, because here we go. Paul Kenneth Bernardo, born August 27th, 1964, is also known as the Scarborough rapist, or the schoolgirl killer, and he's a Canadian serial rapist, also known for initially committing a series of rapes in Scarborough, Ontario, Canada, suburb of Toronto, between 1987 and 1990. Before subsequently committing 3 murders with his then-wife, Karla Homolka. Among these victims were her young sister, Tammy Homolka, and his capture and conviction, Bernardo was sentenced to life imprisonment and was later declared a dangerous offender, thus making it unlikely that he will ever be released from prison. His convictions span from first-degree murder, kidnapping, forcible confinement, aggravated sexual assault, committing indignity to a body, which means he probably was a necrophiliac, various related but publicly unnamed charges, criminal penalty, which is life imprisonment with a possibility of parole after 25 years, declared a dangerous offender in 1995. Victims: 3 killed, at least 14 raped, and 6 attempted to rape. Span of crimes ranged from March 1986 to April 19th, 1992. This all happened in Canada. He was apprehended in February 17th, 1983, and he was imprisoned at Kingston Penitentiary until 2003, and he was transferred to a Mill Haven institution 2013 through to now. So, there's a lot to unbuckle about Paul Bernardo in his early life. Described by Nick Prawn, he was always a happy young boy who smiled a lot, and he was so cute with dimpled good looks and a sweet smile that many of his mothers just wanted to pinch him on the cheek whenever they saw him. He was the perfect child they all wanted, polite, well-mannered, doing well in school, so sweet in his Boy Scout uniform beneath the charming facade. However, Bernardo had developed a dark sexual fantasy and enjoyed humiliating women in public and been berating women he dated. When Bernardo was 16, his mother told him that he was conceived illegitimately during an extramarital affair. Disgusted, he began openly insulting her. Holy shit.
Who's it?
Paul Bernardo.
Shit.
Damn. Be like telling your magic and finding out from your mom that, your dad's not really your dad, and yeah. Bernardo attended Sir Wilfrid Laurier Collegiate Institute in Scarborough, and then he went to University of Toronto, Scarborough, in 1982, and also worked for Amway, whose sales culture deeply affected him. He bought the books and the tapes of famous motivational get-rich-and-famous experts. Bernardo and his friends practiced pickup techniques on young women they met in bars, and they were fairly successful. In October 1987, he met Karla Homolka, and they were sexually attracted to each other almost immediately. Unlike other women he knew, she encouraged sadistic sexual behavior. During this trial, It was reported that Bernardo was keenly interested in a 1991 Bret Easton Hill's novel American Psycho and read it as a Bible, although it turned out to be actually belonged to his wife and accomplice, Karla Homolka. It is unlikely that Bernardo ever read it.
Are you going to do his biography real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Paul Bernardo had happy early life. Paul Bernardo was born in August 27th, 1964 in Ontario, Canada to Kenneth and Marilyn Bernardo. The Bernardos were a financially well-off, stable, middle-class family, but as with everything else in the story of Paul Bernardo, this deceptively normal exterior masks a dark truth. In 1975, Kenneth Bernardo was charged with child molestation, and there were rumors he had even molested his own daughter. Wow.
Jesus.
His dad was pretty fucking crazy.
Ew.
Paul Bernardo did not seem to be unduly affected by this dark turn in his childhood. Observers recalled him as being always happy, a young boy who smiled a lot. It was until he was 16 when his mother revealed to him that he was actually the result of an extramarital affair that Bernardo's outward behavior began to noticeably change. He began to refer to his own mother as a slob and a whore.
That seems like a reoccurring thing about male offenders. They always have like a disdain against their mother, whore.
Okay.
Your mother is a hoe. Famous.
When he went out to study at the University of Toronto, When he went out to study at the University of Toronto, he became adept at picking women up at bars, only to later humiliate and beat them.
Holy shit.
Paul was a good-looking and charming and unfortunate combination that he used to manipulate women to take them off their guard. Before long, he would give in to take far darker influence.
Okay. Bernardo committed multiple sexual assaults, escalating in viciousness. In and around Scarborough, he attacked most of his victims after stalking them after they got off buses in the late evening. Known incidents are on May 4th, 1987, the rape of a 21-year-old Scarborough woman in front of her parents' house after Bernardo followed her home. On May 14th, 1987, the rape of a 19-year-old woman in the backyard of her parents' house. July 17th and 87, attempted the rape of a young woman. Although he beat the victim, he abandoned the attack when she fought back. September 29th, 87, attempted rape of a 15-year-old girl. Bernardo broke into a house in Scarborough and entered the victim's bedroom. He jumped on her back, put his hand over her mouth, threatened her with a knife, bruised the side of her face, and bit her ear. Bernardo fled when the victim's mother entered the room and screamed. 19-year-olds at the time of the crime, Anthony Hainmeyer was convicted of the sexual assault in 89 and served a 16-month prison sentence, but was exonerated after Bernardo admitted to the crime in 2006. That's hella fucked. I think he was falsely accused of something he didn't do. On December 16th, 1987, a rape of a 15-year-old girl. The next day, Metropolitan Toronto Police issued a warning to women in Scarborough traveling alone at night, especially riding those buses. Oh, wow.
See on my jaw.
December 23rd, in 1987, the rape of a 17-year-old with a girl with a knife he used to threaten his victims. At this point, he began to be known as the Scarborough rapist. April 18th, in 1988, Bernardo attacked a 17-year-old girl. May 25th, 1988, Bernardo was nearly caught by a uniformed Metro Toronto investigator staking out a bus shelter. Although the investigator noticed Bernardo hiding under the tree and pursued him on foot, Bernardo escaped, so he was almost caught then. On May 30th, 1988, the rape of an 18-year-old woman in Mississauga, Ontario, about 40 kilometers, 25 miles southwest of Scarborough. October 4th, 1988, attempted rape in Scarborough. Although his intended victim fought him off, he inflicted 2 stab wounds on her thigh. Buttock required 12 stitches. On November 16th, 1988, the rape of an 18-year-old woman in the backyard of her parents' house. Another one in the back of her parents' house. November 17th, in 1988, 1988, Metro Police formed a task force to capture the Scarborough rapist. And to December 27th, 1988, attempted rape of a neighbor chasing Bernardo off. On June 20th, 1989, attempted rape. The young woman fought. Her screams alerted neighbors. Bernardo fled with scratches on his face. They should have been able to take DNA from underneath her fingernails. I mean, if she got some scratches in, you know had to have some skin cells underneath that. And August 15th, 1989, the rape of a 22-year-old woman. November 21st, 1989, the rape of a 15-year-old girl Bernardo saw in a bus shelter. December 22nd, 1989, the rape of a 19-year-old woman. On May 26, 1990, the rape of a 19-year-old woman. His victim's vivid recollection of her attacker enabled police to create a computer composite portrait, which was released 2 days later by police and published by Toronto and area newspapers. July 1990, 2 months after police received tips that Bernardo resembled the Scarborough rapist composite, he was interviewed by police detectives. Investigation and release. Listen to this shit. From May to September 1990, police submitted more than 130 suspect samples for DNA testing.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Police received 2 tips that the person they were seeking was Bernardo. The first in June had been filed by a bank employee. The second from Tina Smearing accounts. I can't pronounce this, guys. I am so sorry. Smearins? What's that say? Can you read that? I can't. Smearins. Yeah, my bad. The last name is spelled Smirnis. Smirnis. The wife of one of 3 of Smirnis' brothers who were among Bernardo's closest friends. Smirnis told detectives that Bernardo had been called in on a previous rape investigation once in December of 1987, but he had never been interviewed. He frequently talked about his sex life to Smirnis and said he liked rough sex. Police interviewed Bernardo on November 20th, 1990 for 35 minutes. Bernardo voluntarily provided samples for forensic testing. When the detectives asked Bernardo why he thought he was being investigated for the rapes, he admitted that he resembled the composite. Reportedly, detectives found Bernardo more credible than Smirnis. But they let him go.
What the hell?
The law fucks up once again. Like, you have an offender on a fucking silver platter, then you let him go. I think the law is like more flawed. It's flawed in everywhere, no matter where you go. It's like this is in Canada, but like in the States too. If you have people in other places, you know, like other countries, some countries take this like offense seriously. They find out like, that your DNA is a match, or your fingered at. Like, or the finger is pointing at you. I didn't say fingered on purpose, but okay. Whatever you take it. But yeah, like, okay, looking for say in India, like I've been reading reports about in some small provinces in India that a girl got is assaulted, right? And like the villagers take street justice into their own hands. Like they beat the shit out of the offenders, cut off their dicks, and fucking burn them alive. I mean, like, you know, that's how it's supposed to fucking go. I mean, like, you better fuck around and find out. Shit. Alright, so let's go. Your turn.
I'm trying to find something on what's her face?
Oh, Karla. Alright. Want to go into the schoolgirl murders? This is actually called the murder of Tammy Homolka.
This gets creepier, scarier.
What about each person we talk about?
Yeah. It gets real dark.
Yeah, it gets really dark really fast. I mean, when I first started doing this, I was like, okay, you know, like the first time. Okay, so while my brother's doing the research, well, I'm gonna throw a little history on the podcasting. When I first started, I had like 4 other people talking. It was just us talking random shit, doing random topics and stuff like that. And then slowly, as each person started to leave, and I just decided, why not? Why don't I just do stuff like creepy stuff, like stuff that I'm into and shit like that? Maybe because I know there's a lot of podcasts like mine out there, But, you know, I appreciate the listeners I do get and the support I do get from all the listeners that I do have. And it's just a matter of fact of what kind of formula you follow. With me, with the true crime stuff, I like talking about true crime and stuff, and it kind of, to me, it kind of brings awareness and red flags to other people who listen and what to look out for. Like, for Ted Bundy, how he was charismatic and other stuff. There was red flags thrown on here and even here and there. And like when people talk about a smile or a certain thing this person does, or it's like a calling card. It's like you just never know. So and then when you start getting into the case and reading into the cases, it's an eye opener because you don't know how sick a person is until you delve deep into the case itself. Like these people, as much as they look like normal people on the outside, they were very, very crazy. And
why did they kill people though?
Why did they kill them? They didn't want to get identified because it was just like violent tendencies they both had. And then the fact that Paul Bernardo, this is just only a Paul Bernardo alone, not Karla Homolka yet. Paul Bernardo was known as, you know, the Scarborough rapist. He was attacking all these women, and it's all stems from stuff. And you gotta look at when you look at stuff, you gotta remember it's either stems from childhood too. So any childhood trauma that like a person may endure, it might affect them in the long run when they grow up. And then you got characteristics of what makes a serial killer or makes a psychopath. One of the red flags is a person hurting animals. Like you've seen Halloween, right? The Rob Zombie Halloween. So you know how Michael killed his rat Elvis, and then he had dead cats in his locker and shit like that. Is the fact that, and look at Dahmer, picking up roadkill, messing with it. It's all like some kind of switch in their brain to think to either because you're bigger than the animal and you could hurt the animal, and you're saying you got power over it. That's basically what they're doing to the animals. And it's like saying, I'm bigger, you're small, I can do whatever the hell I want to. And then they get that whole psyche into their head. And when they get older, and they think, you know, I'm going to start attacking this person, I don't fucking like them. Or like a specific person. And like in Bundy's case, he attacked mainly brunette women, long-haired brunette women, because he got broken up with by a rich, long, brunette-haired woman. And that's who he targeted. And then when girls started cutting their hair and changing their hair color, you know, it kind of like blew his plan out of proportion, and he kind of went haywire. Because you gotta always watch out for characteristics. There's always characteristics to each killer. It doesn't matter if they come in pairs or just a singular, because there's both types of like characteristics with both of them. It's like they both have sadistic tendencies, or they're both just, you know, very vile people. You just don't know.
Starting in May of 1987, the suburb of Scarborough in Ontario was plagued by a series of horrific crimes. This is when he became in the early hours of the morning of May 4th, 1987. A young woman getting off the bus was grabbed and brutally raped near her parents' home. Over the next week alone, there would be 2 more similar assaults. The women were all between the ages of 15 and 21, and the attacks all included beatings, intense verbal abuse, and dire threats of discourage victims from going to the police. Led authorities to conclude that they all had been perpetrated by the same man, whom the newspaper quickly dubbed the Scarborough rapist.
Oh, wow. Okay. The murder of Tammy Homolka. By 1990, Bernardo was spending long periods of time at the Homolka's family, with Karla Homolka's family, who liked him. Although he was engaged to Karla, he flirted with her younger sister, Tammy. Bernardo had not told them that he had lost his job as an accountant and was smuggling cigarettes across nearby Canada-United States border. He had become obsessed with Tammy, peering into her window, entering her room to masturbate while she slept. Karla Homolka helped Bernardo by breaking in windows in her sister's rooms, allowing him access. In July, he took Tammy across the border to get beer for a party. Bernardo later told his fiancée that they got drunk and began making out. According to Bernardo's testimony at his trial, Karla Homolka laced spaghetti sauce with crushed Valium that she had stolen from her employer by Martindale Animal Clinic. She served it to her sister, who soon lost consciousness. Bernardo then raped Tammy while Karla watched. Tammy woke up after 1 minute. Over the summer, he supplied Tammy with her friends with gifts, food, soft drinks, and a film with a few white flecks on the top. 6 months after their 1991 wedding, Karla Homolka stole an anesthetic agent, halothane, from a clinic. On December 23rd, 1990, Karla and Bernardo administered sleeping pills to the 15-year-old in a rum and eggnog cocktail. While Tammy lost consciousness, Bernardo undressed her, and Karla applied the halothane soap cloth to her sister's nose and mouth. Karla wanted to give Tammy's virginity to Bernardo for Christmas. According to her, Bernardo was disappointed that he was not Karla's first sex partner. With Tammy's parents sleeping upstairs, they videotaped themselves raping her in the basement. Tammy began to vomit. They tried to revive her and called 911 after hiding evidence, dressing Tammy and moving her into their bedroom. A few hours later, Tammy was pronounced dead at St. Catherine's General Hospital without regaining consciousness. Despite their behavior, vacuuming and washing laundry in the middle of the night, despite the chemical burn on Tammy's face, and the regional municipality of Niagara coroner and Homolka family accepted Bernardo and Homolka's version of events. The official cause of Tammy Homolka's death was accidental, choking on vomit after consumption of alcohol. Bernardo and Karla subsequently videotaped themselves, with Karla wearing Tammy's clothing and pretending to be her. They moved out of the Homolka house to a rented Port Dalhousie bungalow to allow Homolka's parents to grieve. So the thing is, with the coroner's investigation and stuff, they found the halothane burns on her face because it's kind of like chloroform. The stuff burns your skin. So they couldn't explain why she had chemical burns on her face, but they ruled it as an accident. But she had sleeping pills in rum and eggnog, so that's a deadly combination as well. But with the halothane, that just overdid it, and it basically that's what killed her, was the halothane. Oh my god.
Rather than sate Paul Bernardo's appetite for blood, the murder of Tammy Lynn Homolka only increased it. In 1991, Homolka lured another teenage girl and had befriended her at work to hold. She now shared with Paul Bernardo. The couple again drugged the girl, abused her, and videotaped it. Only this time that Jane Doe survived and woke up with no memory with horrific events.
What the hell?
Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka married on June 29th in 1991. The very same day, a horrified couple canoeing in Lake Gibson discovered concrete blocks containing human body parts in the water. The remains belonged to 14-year-old Leslie Mahaffey, who had disappeared on June 15th. Yeah. So it's like, let's see.
Leslie Mahaffey?
14 days.
Yeah. After?
Yeah, 2 weeks before.
Wow.
She had been kidnapped by the Kenny Barbie killers and abused over the course of several days. As the grisly discovery was made, the killers enjoyed an elaborate wedding ceremony, which included their entrance in a white horse-drawn carriage.
Jesus.
Almost a year later, on April 16th in 1992, the couple struck again, with this time gabbing and killing 15-year-old Kristen French. They left her body battered and her hair partially shaved in a ditch along a rural road. Police soon realized that the two murders were connected. After the release of a complice sketch that resembled Paul Bernardo, tips were called in, some from co-workers and friends who reported Bernardo's disturbing penchant for violence.
Oh my god. Shortly after Tammy Homolka's funeral, her parents left town and Lori visited her grandparents in Mississauga, leaving the house empty. According to author Stephen Williams, during the weekend of January 12, 1991, Bernardo abducted a girl, took her to the house, raped her while Homolka watched, and dropped her off in a desert road near Lake Gibson.
That was the one.
January girl. They called her January girl.
Yeah, Jane Doe.
Jane Doe. Oh, shit.
That was Jane Doe.
About 5:30 a.m. on April 6, 1991, Bernardo abducted a 14-year-old who was warming up as coxswain for a rowing team. The girl was distracted by a blonde woman who waved her at her from a car, enabling Bernardo to drag her into the shrubbery near the rowing club. He sexually assaulted her, forced her to remove her clothes, and waited 5 minutes, during which he disappeared. Jesus Christ. And this is just Paul Bernardo, guys. Even though it's like bringing up, like, yeah, what Karla did too. But this is just like, you know. Okay. So, let me see. What did I do?
Yeah. Okay, check this out.
Go ahead.
In January 1993, Homolka left her husband after he dealt her a harshly vicious beating with a flashlight. Within 2 months, a DNA sample taken from Bernardo turned up as a match of the Scarborough rapist. He was put under surveillance before eventually being arrested in February of 1993.
Jesus. December 1992, the Center of Forensic Sciences finally began DNA testing DNA samples provided by Bernardo 2 years earlier. On the 27th of December, he severely beat Homolka on the limbs, head, and face with a flashlight, like my brother had just said, claiming that she had been in an automobile accident. And the severely bruised Homolka returned to work on January 4th of 93. Her skeptical co-workers called her parents, although they rescued her from the following day. By physically removing her from the house, Homolka went back in, frantically searching for something. Her parents took her to St. Catherine's General Hospital, where she gave a statement to the NRP that she was a battered spouse, and filed charges against Bernardo. He was arrested and later released on his own recognizance. A friend who found Bernardo's suicide note intervened, and Homolka moved in with relatives in Branton. The arrest. 26 months after Bernardo submitted a DNA sample, Toronto police were informed that it matched that of the Scarborough rapist and immediately placed him under a 24-hour surveillance, like my brother just mentioned. The Metro Toronto Sexual Assault Squad investigators interviewed Homolka on February 9th, 1993. Despite hearing their suspicions about Bernardo, Homolka focused on his abuse on her. Later that night, she told her aunt and uncle that Bernardo was the Scarborough rapist, and she and Bernardo were involved in the rape and murder of Mahaffey and French, and that the rapes were recorded on videotape. The NRP reopened its investigation of Tammy Homolka's death. 2 days later, Homolka met with Niagara Falls lawyer George Walker as they sought legal immunity from the Crown prosecutor in Houlihan. In exchange for cooperation, she was also placed under a 24-hour surveillance. The couple's name change was approved on February 13, 1993. The next day, Walker met down the crypt with Crown Criminal Law Office Director Murray Segal. After Walker told Segal about the videotapes of the rapes, Segal advised him that due to Homolka's involvement in the crimes, her full immunity was not a possibility because she was part of the whole thing too. On February 7th, Metro Sexual Assault Squad and the Green Ribbon Task Force detectives arrested Bernardo on several charges obtained in the search warrant. Because of his link to the murders was weak, the warrant was limited. No evidence was not expected and documented in the warrant could be removed from the premises, and the videotapes found by police had to be viewed in the house. Damage had to be kept to a minimum. Police could not tear down the walls looking for the videotapes. The search of the house, including an updated warrant, lasted 71 days, and the only tape found by police was a brief segment of Homolka performing oral sex on Jane Doe. During a call from jail, Bernardo told his lawyer, Ken Murray, that the videotapes were hidden in a ceiling light fixture in the upstairs bathroom. Murray found the tapes and hid them from evidence. Later, Murray resigned as Bernardo's lawyer, and John Rosen stepped in. Rosen turned the tapes over to the police. On May 5th, Walker was informed that the government was offering Homolka a plea bargain of 12 years, which she had 1 week to accept. If she declined, the government would charge her with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of second-degree murder, and other crimes. Walker accepted the offer, and Homolka later agreed to it. On May 14th, Homolka's plea bargain was finalized and began giving statements to police investigators. She told police that Bernardo had boasted that he had raped as many as 30 women, twice as many as police suspected, calling him the happy rapist. Holy shit. And that was just the arrest and the plea bargain and shit. Oh my god. Trial, conviction, and incarceration. God. Bernardo was tried for the murders of French and Mahaffey in 1995. His trial included detailed testimony from Homolka and videotapes of the rapes. Bernardo testified that the deaths were accidental, later claiming that his wife was the actual killer. On September 1st, Bernardo was convicted of a number of offenses, including the 2 first-degree murders and aggravated sexual assaults. And he was sentenced to life in prison without parole for at least 25 years. He was designated as a dangerous offender, making him unlikely to ever be released. So no matter what, even though he might be eligible for parole, he'll still never get out because he's still condemned a dangerous offender, meaning he'll be more likely to reoffend.
Okay, yeah. Bernardo was charged and convicted of numerous counts of rape and 2 counts of murder. Homolka, on the other hand, was charged and convicted of manslaughter in exchange of testifying against Bernardo. While some people agreed that Homolka deserved a lesser sentence, believing she was scared for her life and had been beaten into submission by Bernardo, the overwhelming majority of Canadians who followed the case were appalled that she got off so easily.
I mean,
because that's true. Because she was accomplished. I mean, like, you know,
look out here.
It was a pair.
Yeah.
Look what they did to her sister. Mm-hmm. It was a pair.
She was part of of him.
It wasn't manslaughter. She fucking premeditated that shit.
Yeah.
It was first-degree murder.
That was all premeditated. She wanted to give Tammy to him as a fucking Christmas present.
Yeah, it was like she was sacrificing her. In other words, in another part, it says she was sacrificing her virginity to her.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah, that's just wrong. You don't do that to your family.
Not even if you didn't like your family enough. I mean, I wouldn't. Even if I didn't like any members of my family, I wouldn't even fucking sell them for a corn chip. You guys worth more.
I'll sell myself for a corn chip.
I mean, I'll sell myself for a corn chip. Just saying, it has to be a good one though. It better come with a good ass salsa too. But shit, I'm just saying. But like I wouldn't do that shit to my own family. That's fucked. Even if I didn't like them that much, I'd be like, I wouldn't, no, nothing like that. I wouldn't hurt my family like that. No matter how fucking bad they offended me in any type of way, I still wouldn't sell them for anything like that or fucking sell them out that way. Although Bernardo was kept in segregation in the unit at Kingston Penitentiary for his own safety, he was attacked and harassed. He was punched in the face by another inmate when he returned from a shower. In 96 and 99, 5 convicts tried to storm his segregation range, and riot squad used gas to disperse them. The Toronto Star reported on February 21st that Bernardo admittedly sexually assaulting other 10 women in attacks not previously attributed to him. Most were in 86, the year before the police were called, a reign of terror by the Scarborough rapist. Was that you? Child. Oof. So, I mean, I wouldn't doubt, other prisoners to try to rock his shit because maybe they might have been related to the person in prison that was killed. They just don't
like kids.
They don't like rapers, and killers and child rapists. Yeah, because he did rape a lot of 15-year-olds too.
Yeah, they were just kids, basically.
Yeah, that's one thing that you guys gotta remember. Prisoners hate child molesters. They hate rapists. And they just don't like lady killers altogether. They will fucking hurt you. It doesn't matter. Each prison's like that. If they find out what you did, they're gonna fuck your shit up. In the case of Gabriel Fernandez, when his mama got into sentence, they fucking rocked her shit. They fucked her up. They cut her open with a tuna can. You can't fucking... Yeah, they fucked her up, man. That bitch deserved it. I wonder. I was hoping they did the same shit to that fucking the boyfriend too.
Right.
And then I wonder how these bitches in Albuquerque are dealing with the shit too. Victoria Martin's mom, and I wonder if they fucking beat her ass or did they PC her up real quick. It's like I would have fucking wanted to pay money to fucking have her ass beat the shit out of. Like, ugh. And you gotta remember, because like I said, there's code. Like even on the outside, just like the inside, there's code. And it's just like, oh god. It's like fucking crazy. He's gotta. Oh, my mom says it. They gotta mind your P's and Q's and get locked up.
Bernardo seemed to take Tammy's death to heart, often playing a video of her for friends while crying. But at Bernardo's insistence, Homolka later dressed up in her sister's clothes and they had sex on the dead girl's bed.
Now that's just fucking gross. Oh my god. Alright, that was Paul Bernardo, guys. Now let's get ready for Karla Homolka. Karla.
Changed your name like how many fucking times?
For real. Karla Leanne Homolka, born May 4th, 1970, also known as Karla Leanne Teal. Leanne Teal or Leanne Bordalis. But yeah, the Bordalis. Bordalis.
We always watch out try to pronounce it.
I'm not sorry for fucking up her name. Is a Canadian serial killer who acted as an accomplice to her husband Paul Bernardo in the rape and murder of at least 3 minors in Ontario between 1990 and 1992. Homolka attracted worldwide media attention when she was convicted of manslaughter and made to serve only 12 years for the murders of 2 teenage girls, Leslie Mahaffey and Kristen French. As a result of a controversial plea bargain with Ontario prosecutors, Bernardo was convicted of the Mahaffey French murders and received a life imprisonment and dangerous offender designation. So, she was born in Mississauga, Ontario, in Canada, and I just read you her aliases. She has a Queen's University bachelor's associate in psychology. Criminal status, unconditionally released on July 4th, 2005. She has 3 children. 3 children. This bitch has kids. This bitch has kids? Yeah, 3. She was charged with manslaughter. She was imprisoned for 12 years. And her Hispanic crimes ranged from December 24th, 1990 to April 19th, 1992. She was convicted of 2 kills, and there was 3 confirmed because the 3rd one being her sister. Jesus. Basically, whatever we read you about Homolka is what her profile is saying. And I'm going to read you about her release. Oh, Lord. A rumor that Homolka intended to settle in Alberta caused an uproar in that province. McLean's weighed in on a series of possible scenarios. The most educated speculation has Homolka staying in Quebec, where language and cultural differences supposedly muted the media coverage of her case, and where she'll be less recognizable. Another rumor suggests she might flee overseas, restarting in a country where her case is unknown, or sneak into the United States, using an illegal identity to cross the border and living her life out under a pseudonym. Michael Bryant, Ontario's Attorney General, fought to get Homolka on the agenda to meeting Canada's justice ministries. He wants the federal government to expand the category of dangerous offenders to catch those slipping between the cracks. Bilingual and armed with a bachelor's degree in psychology from Queen's University, Homolka may choose to try to live out her quiet life in Quebec, where her crimes are not as well as known, and they are English-speaking Canada.
Did you see her condition of release?
No.
She has like 9 of them.
Holy shit.
Okay. 1, she was to tell police her home address, work address, and with whom she lives. 2, she was required to notify police as soon as any of the above changed. 3, she was likewise required to notify police of any change to her name. 4, she was planned to be away from her home if She was planned to be away from her home for more than 40 hours. She had to give 72-hour notice. Damn. She could not contact Paul Bernardo, the families of Leslie Mahaffey or Christian French, or that of the woman known as Jane Doe seen above, to any violent criminals. 6. She was forbidden to be with people under the age of 16.
Holy shit.
7. She was forbidden for consuming drugs or any other prescription medicine. 8. She was required to continue therapy and counseling. And 9. She was required to provide police with a DNA sample.
I wonder how that worked with her fucking kids.
Can't escape her now, Chad.
Fucking A. This is just nuts. Yeah, okay, so there was another thing too I wanted to bring up. I don't know, guys, if you guys, my listeners, remember an episode I did called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. There was a rumor that Luca Magnotta had said that him and Karla Homolka had hooked up. Well, Luca Magnotta. So, I'm going to explain what this is.
Does it say if it's in Guadalupe, that's where she's at?
No. Luca Magnotta was another Canadian murderer. He actually killed an international student by the name of Lin Jun. And there was a video going around the internet called One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. It was put on Bestcore before it was taken off. And the owner of Bestcore was actually arrested for that video because it was documented as an actual snuff film. It was on the clear web for a minute, and then they took it off. Now you can't find it unless you have a VPN to watch it. But the whole premise is, you could see Lin Jun on the bed, and he's moving, trying to adjust himself, but he's tied up and he's got a blindfold on. The video freezes 10 seconds into the thing. Next thing you know, there's no movement of the person on the bed. Then you see Luca with the ice pick stabbing Lin Jun in the chest multiple times. He then grabs the camera and takes the video camera too close to Lin Jun, and he's got no head. Wow. He chopped his head off. And then you see him start removing limbs, like his arms, his legs. He does perform necrophilia on the body.
Whoa.
And it's a bad time to laugh. It's a bad time to laugh right there, son. And then he ends up
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
I said good night. Don't forget your headphone thingy. Your case.
You better be asleep.
So, okay, so ignore the laugh. My nephew came in the wrong time. But so according to the video, that's what the video entailed, was that he then had a black and white puppy take bites off his legs and shit, might chew on the legs. And then he mailed packages to Parliament and 2 elementary schools. Yeah. And a janitor found the body in a suitcase, like the torso, but there was the legs and all that shit in different bags and stuff like that. And he fled the country. He was in Germany, and how he got caught was he actually got caught in an internet cafe looking up himself. If that's not true narcissism, I don't know what is. But yeah, there was a video. The video was on the clear web for a while, and I highly suggest you do not look for that video, because my nosy ass decided to go try to find it. I found it, and I watched it.
What was it? Is there?
I watched it, and that was the most saddest thing I've ever seen. Knowing that it was a genuine snuff film. Like, you see this shit on the internet, fake stuff like that, and you see like that movie Snuff or 8mm and stuff like that, and you don't think that shit's real, and it is. And I fucking regret finding that video and watching it. That shit gave me nightmares for weeks, and I get PTSD from listening to New Order's True Faith. That song by by New Order, True
Why is
Faith.
that playing on there?
It plays in the background while he's doing it, and I just every time I hear that song, I fucking like just have flashbacks, and that's fucking just disgusting. But yeah, there was a rumor he started that he and Karla Homolka were hooking up and all this other shit, but she shut that rumor down because she didn't know who the hell he was, and yeah. I thought it'd be funny to bring that up because, you know...
Bernardo?
Yeah, Luca Magnotta. And there's actually a documentary on him, too, called Don't Fuck With Cats. It's on Netflix. And it begins as a video of a boy putting 2 cats in a vacuum bag and sealing it shut, suffocating them, or him feeding them to his boa, or drowning them. And people on Facebook sleuths fucking found out who he was, and they told, like, they called the Mounties and said, you guys gotta fucking watch out for this guy. He might be a serial offender. He already killed animals, you know. And it took them how many, like, it took them a long time. And then when June was murdered, they fucking told him, we told you guys this guy was gonna do something like this, but you didn't listen. And it just comes to show, like, how fucking messed up, like people really are, or the law really is, because they don't pay attention to the warning signs or anything like of that sort. So that's like, yeah, that shit gave me nightmares, man. I couldn't sleep for like weeks. My nosy ass decided to go find it, and this is when I was doing research for that podcast, and I was like, yeah. I was like, my nosy ass was like, alright, if I see it, and if I watch it myself and see if it's real, then, you know, I'll know it's real or whatever. I watched it, fucking just, yeah, no, don't look for it. You won't be able to find it on the surface web. You'll find it, and if you do find it, it's going to take you to a VPN to download and all that shit. I do not suggest you guys go look for that shit. Don't. Don't give me that look, dude. You know, especially you.
I'm 21.
No, you're not. You're a child of Bob. Stop it.
Who's Bob?
That's what I call God. I call him Bob.
No.
You're a child of Bob. Don't do it.
Promise.
You better not.
Okay, I didn't do that. I just think they're the hacker.
Oh my god. Don't do it. I mean, I gave myself nightmares on half the stuff. Even in just actually regular stuff that I look up.
Did you at least watch it in the daytime?
Yeah, I did. And it still gave me nightmares. And like I said, that song fucking just like puts me in I freeze and I'm like, no, and I freak out because that's, you know, the song fucking just.
What'd you see in there?
A lot of bad things happening. They recorded themselves killing a person and brutally mutilating the body. Yeah, it's bad. And it's a real video. I know people put stuff. You used to put, if you know or don't know, Best Gore is no longer active, but that was a website where you could see people get shot or cartel killings, stuff like that.
Is that dirty the ceiling is?
Yeah. And then, yeah, so that was Karla Homolka and Paul Bernardo. You got anything else? No? I mean, they're
covered everything.
Yeah, they're fucked up, man.
Who's out of jail? Are they supposed to still in jail?
No, Karla Homolka was released in 2015.
Really?
And Paul Bernardo is still in prison. He can't get out because he's a serial offender, which means if he were to get released... He
went for it, but they told him no, they shut it down quick.
Because there would be more likely that he would reoffend. Like, he would just go out and start killing or doing other shit to other people again. So, there's, like...
He's still in jail?
Yeah, he's still in prison to this day.
What about his ex-wife?
She's out.
Is she normal now?
She's not normal. I think... I don't...
Still a psycho.
Yeah, she's still a psycho. But the thing is, I don't think people come back from that type of shit. I mean, if they try to rebuild their lives.
Like, they will, but honestly, you know, there's still that killer mentality inside of them.
Yeah, and not to mention they have that to like live with that for the rest of their lives. Like, okay, and if they have kids, like she has 3, I wonder if her kids actually know about her past and them killing her helping her ex-husband kill her own sister. So, Yeah. All right, guys, that was it for tonight. Join us tomorrow as we record a session of Cards Against Humanity. That's gonna be a doozy.
What time?
Do you have a game tomorrow or anything?
No, I only have practice. It's like at 4 to 5.
Okay. Well, when you get back, we'll probably do an early episode. Just depends. But yeah. So, you guys, if you guys remember, me, the Golden Matthew, and Cookies did the whole thing, and we did have Oda Linda on there for a while too, doing a couple episodes of the Cards Against Humanity segment. Those were pretty fun. But I mean, we came up with like the worst answers for everything. It was bad. So
Really bad.
yeah, so you guys can follow our socials. I'm at It's Cyrus to You on Instagram, or you can follow the podcast IG, which I need to start updating because I'm like, okay, whatever. So you can look that up at Odd Pods, the Odd Broad on Instagram, or you can follow me on Snapchat at It's Cyrus to You, or you can find me on you can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Overcast, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Wherever you find your podcast, you can find us. And if you want to start a podcast of your own, download Anchor. So when you download Anchor, you can actually make your own podcast, make your own money off of it. When you get sponsorships, like I did, you can actually do a bunch of other stuff, and it's great. So you can talk about whatever you want without any. Yeah, when we reach up to it, yeah. So everything's gonna get into motion. So yeah, well, so have a good night, guys. Peace.
Later.